Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about a concept that requires your visual engagement. In other words, you need to bring in your own images to create a fascinating scene. And what I mean by that is that when we look at war and battle, it doesn't matter what story it is, we are aware of what happens to both sides. It's like no hero can forget the downfall of his opponent, because it could have been his downfall. So you see, in a sense, I would like to talk about the intensity of experience during some of mankind's and the human's experience of war and fighting. And so I will be honest, I have not fought in this form. All that I have fought are ideas of fighting. But it seems that still does not cure the itch, because there is a part of us which resembles the abilities of an animal. You know, it's as if the human has not forgotten its past. But it's very funny because we can't remember our past as we think. And in a sense, memory means different things to you at different states of being. But that's for a different day. So to continue, I want you to imagine, and I will not bring in actual fighting scenes, which I know, but I will try to very creatively create this setting for you of a battlefield. And as you perceive the battlefield, you are envisioning different decisions being made by different people with different origins and different intentions. You see, some are born to kill and others are not born to kill. And you wonder if in this war of wars, will you continue to live on? And so there has been many moments in a soldier's life where their organization system was their trust in their fellow man. And so you saw in an army, it didn't matter if you were the corner of it or you were the center, you know. In that army, you would feel comfortable by being everywhere because you knew that there were others there who were aware of your presence, of your existence, and were fighting for your cause. Now, back in the day, as we have seen a lot of our action movies to portray, there has been a lot of fighting. And we see very harsh ways of killing, and harsh ways in which different human beings have been wiped off the map of time, you know. However, we don't need to get that dramatic, actually. We need to see that your reality can take any shape that you choose to consciously experience. But naturally, what is open to you is a different story. In other words, the master builder, the master craftsman, let's say if you were a Japanese craftsman back in the day, and you just mastered the art of your craft, after you were done being able to create the most precious and most brilliant thing known to man, you would stop and you would see that after you have experienced something, you would perfect the art form. And after you have perfected it well, you move to another art form. And so we see a lot of great minds noticing different stages of their minds where their interests have constantly been hit to reset because they had to make different decisions. You know? It's like, I can tell you this in a very, I guess, humorous way, you can imagine you having these ideas of being an inventor, and you have all this colossal views and plannings, and you have everything done, and you've taken all the careful steps, and suddenly, let's say you get a girlfriend, you know, or someone comes into your life, and you suddenly see, whoa, the attention to all my dreams and desires has gone to the attention of another human being in my life, right? And so how much of those intentions that you had before you made bigger decisions are still present? How much of who you really are is present? And you see, it's actually no longer the same version. In other words, once you saw what your sense of individuality had been preparing you, which was your collectivity, the collectivity never misses an experience. Omniscience never misses a thing. And so, why should we feel we're always missing? We're not there, you know? You need to have an imagination that is allowing things to happen. So you need to look at your conditioning, and you just need to flip the switch instantly. What that means is that somewhere, in some point in your life, if you're depressed, if you're stuck in any thought which you feel has stood too long, just go back and look at where you met that thought. And you see, where you met that thought was where you gave it shape. Similar to relationships, actually, and people, you know? So we need to see that mankind is not doing anything wrong. It is actually a natural process. It's doing everything right. It is mankind's interpretation of itself that feels it is doing something wrong. Because the nature of an object is empty. So who is putting these meanings? Mankind. But now we are looking as mankind as the beacon of consciousness for other beings. So in other words, we want mankind to become a being in human form, let's say, that is aware and gives consciousness as it is consciousness, because it is given consciousness to all its environment. And I hope you really understand that line, because what it means is that after you finish all the homework, which was all the tasks, which was all the feelings of all the needs, of all the purposes you felt you had to do and you felt was your purpose, you know? Let's say after you've done that, you will probably sit down and see that once an individual self reaches the self-awareness of its purpose, in its completion, it is introduced. So self-awareness originates when there is a light looking at something. So very beautifully, the Big Bang was simply the eyes of existence opening up, you know? And you know, me personally, I think it closed its eyes a couple times, you know, you know, but you can understand the immensity of what I speak. And so, we see very often people who are speaking as certain people. And what that means is that when you speak to someone, based on how language is made for the human being, they are automatically working in a position where idea comparison is occurring. And what idea comparison means is, in a sense, how there is a truth that can't be told because there is more than one truth. So, you know, everyone has their own way of feeling the wind. And so, reality is a beautiful journey once you allow it to be a journey, you know? You're not allowing your reality to be a lot of things. That's why depression comes to your mind. How is the idea of depression, stress, failure, being something limited coming to your mind, you know, when at the same time other ideas can? So why are you being selfish to other ideas? Why are you just thinking that, oh no, I'm a failure? Why aren't you thinking that you're a winner? And so you need to balance your mind, you know. Hopefully, perhaps by watching a Japanese Zen tea ceremony, you can see why enlightenment is truly your own introduction to your greater reality. Because voices fade. And so it would be terrible if there was a gift for you, as now at this time close to Christmas, and you don't open it. And this gift is an ability of cosmic self-appreciation. You know? Try it out. Much blessings.